Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I will be going over two very large retail stocks that I believe will see a lot of downside in 2023 and possibly even into 2024. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one that I'm going to be going over is Target. As you can see, we saw a big sell-off back here in May. And pretty much since then, we've been consolidating between 136, 137, up to like 185, let's call it, just to keep it simple. We've just been kind of bouncing back and forth in that range the last few months. And this past week, we saw a rejection off of the 50 EMA, and we also saw a rejection off of this previous resistance zone that was formed back in August. So both of those are very bearish things that you can see happening. Um, on top of that, there's just all this selling pressure in the market right now, so that's not helping at all. So what I will be looking to do with Target in particular is I will be looking to enter a short position right here around 172. We'll go and call this our entry. And I'll be risking up to like a little above 185. Um, just to because after we break above this 185 zone, there's a lot of room for it to run back up to like the 220 area. So I definitely don't want to risk all of that area if I can help it. So just to keep risk at a minimum, just call it 185 is where I will be cutting my position if we do end up breaking to the upside. But what I am looking or am expecting to see is a retest of this zone and then a break back down to the downside and ultimately breaking through these support levels and down even further. So, personally, I would be taking profit. I would start taking profit right here at this 140. We'll call it 146 level. And once we hit this point, we'll go ahead and call this TP1. TP1. Um, so once we hit this point, I would be then locking in a bunch of profit, moving my stop loss into profit. And if I'm trading options, I'd be looking to buy contracts that expire at the end of 2023 or, possibly into 2024 sometime. And, I'd be looking to acquire probably 150 calls, maybe 140 calls, somewhere in that area would be a good strike price in my opinion. And again, once we hit this 145 mark, lock in a bunch of profit, close out, some contracts if you're trading options, or just again move your stop loss into profit if you're shorting common shares or common stock. And what to look for after we hit this first price target. We'll probably see maybe a little bounce up, and then we would like to see a push and close below the second support zone. So this 137 level would be a second target for me. Um, the market tends to push below a support zone really quick just to stop a lot of people out and then shoot back up. So, I'll take some profit there, look for a retest of this zone, and then the next move down really. Um, and let's see if we can't figure out what that next level would be. So it looks like we'll be looking for 130 after we break and retest this zone. Look for 130 down here, TP number 3. Um, and then after that, I'm going to go ahead and move up to the monthly chart. Okay, yeah, as you can see, this 130 level was a previous resistance, is the top of a previous resistance zone from back in December of 2019. So if we break and close below this zone, the bottom of the zone being 128.30. If we get a close below that on the monthly chart, look for a retest of this zone and then a push down to this 91 level. This is going to be a very big gap to fill as far as space in between major support and resistance zones. So we could see this 91 happen fairly quickly after we break and close below this 128 level. Really, that's where I'll be probably locking in the rest of my profits and closing out any short positions that I have, and look to start acquiring long-term common shares just to hold over the next few years. I do believe Target is a very good company, but with the recession and stuff that we're looking at happening here over the next couple of years, it definitely puts Target in a vulnerable spot. Another thing you can kind of see happening here is we do also have a box play forming here on the weekly chart for Target. So if you want to play it even safer, what you can do is wait for a breakout of this zone. So wait for a weekly candle to close above this zone if you want to go long, or below this zone if you want to go short. And if we do break to the upside, like I'd mentioned at the beginning of the video, we could see all the way up to this 220 point. So if we do break above, I would be looking to short around 220. And in the meantime, I would definitely take some calls to ride that wave up to that point, and then look to catch the move on the backside down. So that's kind of what I see happening here for Target, and that's kind of why I see it being at kind of in a lot of risk or in dangerous territory for in the next coming years, a couple of years at least. So we'll go ahead and move over to Walmart now, and as you can see, Walmart's just been pumping, but what we're also seeing form here is a giant bear flag. So we had all this selling, back in May of 2022 or earlier this year, and since then we've just been forming this bear flag right here. So this is extremely bearish in my opinion. Realistically, taking a short position anytime between here and like 155, 156 area. I think, let's call 156, 34 our entry that we're looking for. And what we'll be doing is risking all-time highs. So putting our stop loss up here, call it 162 stop loss. And then what we'll be looking for, our targets to the downside, first of all, would be this 142 level, 142.89, TP number one. Once we break and close below this zone, honestly, I'd be looking to take some profit right here at 137 as well. 137.14 is another level I'd be keeping an eye out for. And then below that would be 128.83. We call, so this one's going to be TP2, and we got TP number 3 right here, and then TP number 4 is going to be this 119.24, TP4. And once we break and close below this 117 level, that's where things can get really ugly for Walmart. Let me see here. We can look at the monthly chart, and we can see below this 117 point, our next support is going to be 107 on the monthly chart. And really that would be as low as I'd be looking to short Walmart. That is like almost a 50-point move, which is, very large. And again, if you're trading options for this position, I'd be looking to take, puts that expire, 2024 realistically, just to make sure you have plenty of time to let this play out over the next year or so. And, I'd be looking to then enter some long-term common share positions once we reach this 107 mark and ride the next wave back up, because I see this recession kind of finalizing, summer of 2024, somewhere between then and the end of 2024. So I think that would be ideally the best time to load up on long positions for the coming years after that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it, for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and are able to, I'll have all these key levels in the description, so you guys don't have to worry about screenshotting it and coming back to it. It'll all these entry points, stop losses, and profit targets. They'll all be in the description. So that's easy access for you guys. And if you guys are interested in these custom support and resistance indicators or my custom trend line indicator, I will have links to both of those in the description. If you want to do a one-on-one technical analysis Zoom call with me, the link will be in the description for that, as well as if you are looking for my weekly stock picks, that is also going to be in the description. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend and good luck out there. I'll catch you guys next time.